Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle two tiny words that cause a huge amount of trouble in English, some and any. Now, you might think you already know the rules, but I promise we're going to go way beyond the basics in this explainer. We're here to finally clear up all that confusion for good. Okay, let's jump right in. So let me just ask you straight up. Do you really know the difference? It's one of those things we all learn at some point, but then in a real conversation, we find ourselves hesitating, second-guessing. Well, that uncertainty, it ends today. And don't worry, we've got a solid game plan. First, we'll talk about why this is even a problem. Then, we'll hit the basic rule book you probably remember. After that, we get to the really interesting stuff, when those rules start to bend. We'll get into the deeper meaning, I'll show you 3 common mistakes to avoid, and then we'll wrap it up with a little challenge to lock it all in. So, what is the deal with these two words? Why are they so confusing? Well, part of the issue is that they can do a couple of different jobs. We're going to look at them as determiners, that's when they come just before a noun, and as pronouns, where they kind of stand on their own. But the good news is the core logic behind them is always the same. Okay, first things first. Let's start with that foundational rule. This is pretty much the first thing everyone learns in school, and it's our starting line for everything else we're going to talk about. And here it is. The simple rule. We use some in positive sentences, like, I posted some photos. And we use any for the other two, negative sentences and questions, like, is there any pizza left? Easy enough, right? Positive gets some, negative and questions get any. This is our baseline. But let's dig a little deeper. What does some actually mean? This is crucial. It points to a limited amount. When I say I posted some photos, I'm talking about a specific but limited group of them, not all the photos on my phone. And hey, listen to how we say it. It's often not a strong some, but a weak, fast some sound. I posted some photos. All right, we've got the basic rule locked in. So now it's time for our first big aha moment. This is where we leave the textbook behind and see how people really use these words. Because those simple rules, they definitely bend. So take a look at this question. Would you like some tea? Wait a second. Based on our basic rule, this should be wrong, shouldn't it? It's a question, so it should be any. But you hear people say this all the time. So what is going on here? Here is the big rule update. You absolutely can use some in questions. We do it all the time for offers and requests, especially when we're expecting, or at least hoping for, a yes. So when I ask, would you like some tea? It's not a neutral question. I'm offering you something, and I probably think you're going to accept. It's friendlier that way. And any has some special uses too. We use it in sentences that might have a positive verb, but the overall feeling is negative. This happens when we use words with a negative vibe, like these adverbs. You'd never say, there's never some traffic. The word never just makes the whole idea negative, so you have to use any. There's never any traffic. Same thing with verbs like prevent. It has that negative idea built right in, so we pair it with any. Okay, so let's get to the real heart of it. If you move beyond the simple rules about positive and negative, the real choice between some and any is all about the meaning. The best way to think about it is this. Are you talking about something limited or something unlimited? This chart shows the difference perfectly. Look at that first sentence. She likes any sports. That means her choice is unlimited. Pick one, she likes it. Now compare that to she likes some sports. Totally different meaning, right? Now she likes a specific limited number of them. Now look at the negatives. She doesn't like some sports means there's a limited group she dislikes, but she's fine with others. But that last one, she doesn't like any sports, that means she likes 0. Her dislike is unlimited. It's all about limited versus unlimited. That's the secret. And here's another cool way we use any, especially with singular nouns. It can mean it doesn't matter which one. Just imagine you walk into a totally empty movie theater. The choice of seats is wide open, it's unlimited, so you can just say, great, we can pick any seats. Okay, now that you've got the logic, let's make this super practical. We're going to run through 3 really common mistakes that people make, just so you can spot them and make sure you're not making them yourself. All right, mistake number 1, using some with a singular noun, like some good restaurant. If you just mean one, use a. Easy fix. Number 2, using some all by itself in a negative sentence, like, sorry, there weren't some. No, that should always be any. And number 3 is a big one. People think any is a negative word by itself. It's not. It needs a partner, like not.
So you have to say there isn't any peanut butter left.
Okay, you've seen the rules, the exceptions, the deep logic, and the common pitfalls. So now it's your turn. Let's do a quick challenge and see if you've got this down. So here are 4 sentences with blanks. Just fill them in with either some or any. And pay attention to the hints in the parentheses. There are clues about the meaning. Go ahead and pause here if you want to think it over. Ready?
Okay, let's see how you did. Number 1 is any. It's a negative sentence. Number 2 has to be some because we're talking about a limited group of animals, not all of them. Number 3? A little tricky. Some is the most natural choice since it's an offer, but any is technically okay too. And number 4 is any because it's following that negative adverb, never. So how'd it go?
So, to wrap this all up, I want to give you a simple tool. Don't worry about memorizing 10 different rules. Instead, the next time you're stuck between some and any, just ask yourself this one question. Am I talking about a specific limited amount, or am I talking about an unlimited amount where it doesn't matter which one? Answering that one question will get you the right word almost every single time.